Everyone has a story if you just bother to stop and read it. Those words were given to me by Dan Cathy, CEO of Chick-fil-A, when I was a teenager, and here I am repeating them again. So I'm going to share with you your home sold guaranteed realty's brand origin story. And the reason is it is crazy. Okay. And I believe you will benefit from hearing about it since you're on a quest to scale up your business too. So I'll share with you some things that we've learned, some things that made a big difference, why we did it, and what it's doing in the marketplace today. And then you can share your story with me. I bet you we can learn a couple of things from each other. My name's Todd Walters. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. As I'm recording this, we have about 70 or so locations around the country and in Canada. And we're on a mission to expand our business to include a few others, broker owners and top agents that are like-minded, that want to sell more, make more, have a business that works without their involvement, and would like to join us in our merger and acquisition on our way to an IPO. So I recorded another video about that called the double exit strategy, where you can get 2 to 4 times what your earnings are as an exit, plus continue to stay on and keep making the same money that you're making right now. That's called a double exit. That's another video. So if you didn't get that, maybe you're interested in grabbing it and checking it out. But, how does this all start? Well, I've got a Zoom here that I'm going to share some PowerPoint slides on. So I think that's the best way to do it. Here it is. So uh, you may have watched the video I did about how I went from bankrupt and homeless to multi-billion dollar agent to now CEO of this crazy growing real estate company that we have. And in that video, I shared the story about Dan, as I mentioned. Everyone has a story if we just bother to stop and read it. And it's so important, I believe, to do that because everyone does. They have their own struggles and pains and successes in life. And there's so much to learn from each other on it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. My life, especially in business, is learning from others that have achieved what I most want to achieve. And that's been good for me. So I'm going to share some of that with you today. Your home sold guaranteed realty. Well, uh, as you know, if you watched the other video about me, went from bankrupt and homeless to super profitable sales team and selling my business in April of '09. But I got back into the business about 3.5 years later. And when I did, it was because of a good friend of mine who owned a technology company called Commissions Inc. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sync, but that was owned by Dwayne Legate. He went on to sell it to Fidelity for 240 million. So just to put it in context. So anyway, so Dwayne comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Todd, have you thought about getting back into real estate? Why don't we do something together?" And I was like, "You know what? Let's do it." So we are going to take his technology and we would take our stuff, we'd put them together, and we'd have a real estate company for real estate agents who want to scale up to a super profitable sales team there in the metro Atlanta, Georgia area. We did it. We scaled it up in 3 years to about 150 agents. Isn't that awesome? All right. But I did notice some problems along the way. Okay. And the problem was the name of the company. And most people don't realize this, that the name of their business might be keeping them from achieving what they most want. All right, I'll give you some examples. So when Dwayne and I were sitting in Joey D's Oak Room in Dunwoody, it's a restaurant and bar. So if you're ever in Dunwoody, you probably know where it is. Most people come to Atlanta or from Atlanta, they know that section of town. There's a cool place there, Joey D's Oak Room. We're in there having lunch, and we're trying to figure out what to call this real estate company, and that we're starting. And this is again 3.5 years after I sold my business in April of '09. So anyway, we're sketching stuff out on a napkin. And this is kind of how it goes. What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? And up on the TV monitors in the bar, okay, is a trailer for one of the Transformer movies. And we look at each other and we're like, Optimus Prime. And then all of a sudden, like clockwork, we both said, Optimus Real Estate Brokers. So to see if we had a winner, this is what we did. We walked around the bar in the restaurant and we asked people, have you ever heard of Optimus Real Estate Brokers? And you know what they said? Yes. and it didn't exist. So we're like, okay, we'll call it that. So I was the guy who would stand on stage and tell thousands of real estate agents that the brand didn't matter. What mattered was your unique selling proposition. Why should I do business with you over and above anybody else or any other option? So, as you know, I think if you watch their other stuff, that that's how we scaled up, these super amazing businesses is through quote unique selling propositions in answering those questions. Things like your home sold, guaranteed or I'll buy it, or we'll get your price, we'll pay the difference. Those kinds of performance guarantees and stuff, and that was amazing. Um, and but when I got back into real estate now with Dwayne and we start this company, I started noticing over the course of us getting agents and scaling up that they were having a difficult time getting customers like I did. Like for me, it was easy, but for these guys, it's hard, but it's the same offers. And I'm like, what's going on? There's no way those offers don't work. Like it's impossible. These are the best offers on the planet. Your home sold, your home's it's guaranteed to sell. So after some discovery, we realized that what has happening just in that short period of time, that more and more and more customers were going to Google once they saw marketing messages. And when they go to Google, they type in their own words, right? So picture this postcard, your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it, call Todd, start packing, phone number. Okay. Now all of a sudden they get the postcard and they just go to Google instead of calling the phone number. And when they go to Google, Google's really good. They're going to show search results that are relevant. So if all the search results are relevant, then who are they going to click on? And that's it. Who gets to click, not what, because all the whats are similar. So we decided, like, I think we need to call the name of the company the thing that people want, certainty. It's worked for us as real estate professionals. So this moment in time, we understand how, the world works. People are making decisions on who they're going to do business with before they call. So why don't we call the name of the company that? Took us 2 years to make a decision. When we did it, it was like you flipped the light switch on. It was a game changer. So that's how that brand developed. Okay. So for transparency purposes, we have an exclusive plug and play system for scaling your real estate business to one that makes you 8 figures, 7 figures net. I don't know if you've ever netted over $1 million after all of your expenses, but that's a good universe to be in. Okay. And that's what this system does. But as a bonus, see, it's completely designed to operate without your constant oversight, making it viable for a future sale of the business or retirement. Okay. So we back all that up with a written guarantee that you will make at least an additional $1 million dollars in the next 12 months. If you don't, we'll pay you the difference. One more time. You'll make $1 million dollars in new additional income as a direct result of adopting this system into your own real estate company. And if you don't, we will pay you the difference. So that's a pretty bold claim. And we couldn't make that claim if it wasn't true. But there's been a long track record of experience here. So I thought what I would do is I would share with you a little bit more of these problems in real estate and how we've been able to overcome them just simply with brand positioning in addition to our system. Okay. But to clear that up, people ask me, like, well, who is this system for? Well, firstly, we license it. This is not a franchise. This is a license. So we license you the system, the brand, all the stuff, everything that everyone's using. Again, there's about 70 of these around the country as I'm recording this video. And we're on our way up to about 150 of them. And then we'll probably take this thing public and then continue the story. Okay. All those people, when we take it public, all those agents, all those admin, all those employees, and all those broker owners, they're going to make out really good. Okay. So we'll put that to the side for a minute. So who does this work for? Well, if you're a real estate agent or a broker in the top 1%, you got a real positive business mindset. Well, first of all, who's in the top 1%? People that make 20 million in sales volume or more. That's probably you if you're watching this video, I would think. But you're not overly satisfied with your present situation. Like you really want more and you believe you were put on the planet to achieve it. So I run around the country and I ask people this question. If owning your home sold guaranteed realty brokerage could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a deeper look at it? That's a very simple, straightforward question. What do you think? So, how about for you? If doing this could be more lucrative to you, your family, your hopes, your dreams, everything you're wanting to do, way more lucrative than what you're involved in right now, personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a look at it? So when people say yes, the way it works is they fly in. I spend an entire day with them. Start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We go to 8 o'clock at night. Have some food and stuff in between. And what we're doing is we're looking at the entire system and comparing it to where they are right now. And so not only is it an amazing education on how to scale up to a multimillionaire agent, a multimillionaire real estate company that works without your constant involvement, but all the behind the scenes stuff on this system, the technology, the material, the intellectual property, the training, everything goes hand in hand. But if you can picture what I said a minute ago, right there, it's a plug and play system. So it's like walking into a Chick-fil-A, you cut the lights on, and it's all there. What do you do if you're an owner operator at Chick-fil-A? Okay. Well, you try not to mess it up because it works without your constant involvement. That's the kind of business that this is. So if you like that and you're open to taking a look at it, then you might want to get in line to come on into town where I'm at. I'm in the Atlanta area. Fly on in. We'll spend the day together. I do these a couple of times a month, and that's the best way to check it out. But essentially, you're driven. You want to go further faster. That's who this is for. All right. So, why is it then that most people are struggling to get their business to where they want it to go? Why? Well, if you look down here at the bottom bullet point, according to Forbes, the number one hidden cause of failure is a lack of business plan and execution. So I think we have a plan. It's written and it's baked into a system that's baked into a technology platform. So it makes it deliverable despite the agent or the broker owner. That's cool. But I don't know. Do you have a written plan, like a blueprint? Like if you're building a house, let's say you want to build a $10 million home. I don't think you could imagine doing that without a written, printed blueprint. But let's say you want to build a $10 million business. Do you have that blueprint? All right. So we do. So if you want, I'll give you a copy of ours. So hit me up at the end of this video and I'll make sure you get a copy of it and you can compare it to what you're doing right now because that's the plan that delivers the system to everybody that's executing on it inside your home soul. All right. Cool. So you heard my story, but this is about just becoming successful in real estate. Like, why is it that most real estate agents struggle to effectively grow their business? Broker owners effectively struggling to grow their business. Why are they struggling? So if you're like me, you frequently question many of the norms and standards in real estate. Like it doesn't look like the norms and standards are working to make it work for people to become super successful. All right. So give an example. The way most real estate agents do business appears to be a failing formula. I'm going to repeat that. In my experience, the way most agents do business, the way most real estate brokers are doing business is a failing formula. Right? Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can look at the statistics. They make the case better than me. Like the median annual wage for real estate brokers is right around 65 grand. And for real estate agents, it's around 50. 87% don't make it past their fifth year. 95% earn under $100,000 a year. Less than 1% earn under $400,000 a year. 88% of real estate professionals fail at their own finances. Less than 1% of 1% ever see $1 million or more. 99.9% will never, ever, ever, ever see a seven-figure income. But here we are guaranteeing an additional $1 million in new additional income, or we pay the difference. Okay, so yeah, that means we have a system that puts people into the top 1% of 1%. literally in a very short period of time. Those systems exist out there in the business world. So why can't they exist in real estate? Well, it could be that their brand is in the way and causing some issues. That's a tough thing for me to realize when I put so much time and energy into, like, quote, building a brand, but the brand wasn't attracting business. You got it? So a lot of people say, but I built this brand, Todd. And I'm like, well, if you advertise your brand, do you get calls? Do people say, hey, I want to call you? So, in other words, can you put your balloon, if you're a Remax guy, you advertise your balloon with your phone number? Do people call you and say, I want you to sell my house? And the answer is no. I was like, then I don't know what you're talking about. If your brand doesn't attract business, then what does it do? That was a hard thing for me to realize. Okay. But it could be part of the problem. I don't know. Okay. It was for us. So, the job of real estate agent, bottom line, and broker owners, 87% failure rate. I think here's why. Competition is at an all-time high. Like, according to the Association of Real Estate License Law Officials, there are more than 3 million people holding an active real estate license, like well over 100,000 real estate brokerage firms just in the United States alone. There are more real estate agents than there are houses for sale. So being different is critical. Critical. Differentiation, more critical than ever. Okay. Other problems, it's getting more and more costly to generate sellers. That's a competition issue. Well, when prospects see your marketing, they go to Google versus calling you. I talked about that. That was our experience. So we flipped the company name over so we would show up online as the solution to the problem. It's difficult to find great talent. Okay, it's no big secret that real estate agent skill levels are not on the rise. iBuyers are gaining more and more market share. In other words, more and more agents are going on appointments only to find that the seller has already gotten offers from iBuyers. So what are you going to do, or what are we going to do when the iBuyers are starting to pay market value or more, which is happening in some sectors? So we have to decide now, are these trends or are these fads? If it's a fad, it goes away. If it's a trend, it sets in as a norm. So more problems. Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, they use listings to build their billion-dollar companies. Real estate commissions continue to decline for most, not for all, but for most. Ours are going up. We're making more money per transaction than ever as a percentage of sale. MLS boards force you to operate like everyone else. That's called commoditization. Can engage in that. If differentiation is critical, how do you operate in there? How about this one? Not following a proven plan and system for predictably getting business and using that business to get more. After all, leveraging customers to get more customers is a business principle. All right. More problems. Trading time for money. Income roller coaster. Wearing all the hats. Trying to be all things to all people. Getting a steady flow of ideal customers calling in every day. Making enough money per sale to support lifestyle and scale. Yep. Little to no repeat business. Growing and being profitable regardless of market conditions. Oh, that was a pretty good survey problem that was revealed. Okay, how about this one? Prospects no longer answering the phone. Survey published by ZipWhip shows 87% of respondents ignore calls from unknown numbers. Pew Research centered in 2020. 2020. That was a while back. 19% of Americans generally pick up cell phone. That was in 2020. I wonder what it is now. According to Entrepreneur, 75% of millennials avoid phone calls altogether. And millennials are the ones buying houses now. So are consumers looking for an alternative to business as usual? Well, they are, according to Clever. So in the news article, Clever said that people are willing to take less money to avoid talking to a real estate agent. Hmm. What do what do you do? I'm letting you know what we did. So, but these are things that everyone's facing, right? So, um, we just decided. When I say we, me and my leadership team decided that we were going to constantly analyze trends and fads, sort them out, and disrupt norms and standards. in real estate. And that's been pretty good for us. But just, you know what? Most entrepreneurs out there would do that anyway. I don't know why more don't, but some are pretty good at it. So customer behaviors change, competition's at an all-time high, and people lack an effective plan and system. And that other bullet point is the one that stings is misalignment of brand offers and target customer. Misalignment. So they don't line up. You know, Todd Walters Remax, your home sold, I'll buy it. That don't line up. Okay. Your home sold guaranteed realty, your home sold guaranteed will buy it. That's in alignment. Make sense? Okay, good. So those are real issues and problems that you let me know. What do you think? Are these things that you're experiencing or have seen? My pastor at the church that I attend, his name is Andy Stanley. It's a North Point Community Church. If you get a chance to go look up Andy Stanley, he wrote a great book called Visioneering, where he takes the story of Nehemiah in the Bible and uses that for a really good leadership lesson. So that's Andy Stanley. His dad was Charles Stanley with In Touch Ministry. So, you know, good genes. But anyway, that's his quote: marry your mission, date your model. Marry your mission, date your model. So I think what the problem is, a lot of these real estate brokerages get married to their model and they make no changes in it, and they just suffer this loss of agent. They build it up, lose agents, build it up, lose agents. Like it's a merry-go-round out there. So your mission, I bet you, is to help more people, change lives, and build a business you can be proud of, right? Okay. But your model of a real estate agent or broker making claims of differentiation, they're out of alignment, or rather not in alignment. So overcoming the problems outlined will be daunting. This is what I realized. So this is me talking to me back in the day when I'm trying to scale my business up and I reached a breaking point, or I shouldn't, is that the right word? Break point, excuse me. Constraint would be the right business term. So what's the best solution? To work more, do more, spend more, expect different result? I think that's a definition of insanity. It is right there. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Thank you, Albert. I guess that's Albert that said that. Whew. So look at those bullet points right there on that screen. Is that anything you can relate to? I don't know, but that was where we found ourselves. Okay. So we said disruption time. Enough. Disrupt. So disruption pretty much has to do with doing something different. So that was the difference maker for us. We had a great system. It worked. Okay. Processes, system, technology, how to recruit, hire, train, great talent, leverage people, working from a standard, making more money per transaction. I don't think it's a secret that the your home sold peeps in North America make on average 50% more per transaction than the other agents do in their marketplaces. That's a factoid. So we had a good system, but when we put that brand behind it, woo, took off. So we exist to transform real estate businesses into multi-million dollar sellable business assets. If you're going to build a business, why not build it to sell? That means it's going to work without your involvement. It's super valuable, so valuable, other people would want it and pay you money for it. I will buy your business. I will buy your business. That's a factoid. Okay, I will do that. But it needs to check some boxes. Okay, so how do we do this then? We license you our exclusive system that powers your transformation into a business that you own, makes you really good money, millions, net millions, and it's a sellable business asset, which means it works without you. Other people like working there. And it's a, I don't know, what do you call it? Legacy? Is that what that would be? A legacy play? So we've got these little red dots here popping up everywhere. But make no mistake, though, this is about ownership, influence, and freedom. So if you'll give me another 10 minutes here, I'm going to explain this in more detail. So if you're thinking there must be a better way to achieve your ideal life, you are correct, though. Okay. There is a better way to sell more real estate and grow a super successful real estate company into an asset. Well, I call that a business that helps endless numbers of buyers and sellers without your constant involvement and sets you up to live the life you're born to live. Emphasis on live the life we were born to live. Too many people out there settle. If you're watching this, that's not you. That's not the other folks in our ecosystem that your home sold. So this better way, unfortunately, it ain't found in doing what most of everyone else do. Okay. As a matter of fact, we could even say that the things that are going really, really awesome for you, it's because you're doing it a different way than everyone else. If the things that are going not so good in your business, it's probably because you're doing too much of it that most everyone else does. Okay. So um, success is going to be found in doing it a different way. And this is why we launched Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. That's why we did it. Okay. For that reason. And so far, it's been amazing. So, renting versus owning. So, let me ask you, okay? Real estate agents, are they renters or are they owners? It's really good. So, agents get up every day and they convince people to own versus rent, right? But real estate agents are renters. And they make their landlords rich if the landlord has some, you know, sense about him and understands how to scale. Um, and it is true that owners do earn more than real estate agents. So owning a Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is about ownership. So we run into real estate agents all the time. They're in the top, 1% at $20 million in sales volume or more. And I'll ask them like, why don't you own your own real estate company? And they're like, I don't know. I never really thought about it. It's like, well, have you ever seen a retirement party for a real estate agent? You can build this thing up. It's something you own. You'll make more money. So we do encourage top agents to do that, but it's not for everyone. See, it's not for everyone. So the reason I bring this up is because when I was at Remax, they didn't have a pathway for me to continue on. I wanted to expand my business to other parts of town, and Remax said no. Those are grid areas, and they were taken over by somebody else. So I just started my own business, and here I am today. So I think Glenn, EXP owner, did the same thing. He wanted to expand a Remax, a KW market center, and it was all sewed up. So he started EXP. So it's like, yeah, probably don't want to limit people's pathway to success. So inside of our company, we allow agents to scale up and own a Your Home Sold. And the broker owner of the company they were at, they continue earning from that agent through our revenue share plan. It's amazing. So everybody, it's a win-win for everyone. More about that later. So, but if we contrast, what I'm talking about with the model of real estate agent, for example, renting versus owning. Real estate agent can work for 20 years, and when they're done, they have nothing they can sell. You know what I mean? They have not built a sellable business. They're real estate agents. Okay. They may take a portion of their income and invest it in the market or cash flow real estate. But when they're done, they can't sell their business. But they got their cash flow real estate and they got their investments in the stock market. That's cool. Good thing they did that. Okay. But their business itself, they can't sell it. They just have to quit it. Okay. Give it up, unfortunately. But if you contrast that and compare it with the local dry cleaner, okay, they'll work for the same time period, 20 years. They'll take a portion of their income and invest it in the market and cash flow properties. But when they're done, they can sell their business and they do. Hmm. I don't think it has to be that way. Now, some agents become broker owners. They own their own shop, but this is done primarily as a means of not to pay the brokerage that they're at some of their commission. They're like, I'm overpaying, I don't want to pay this anymore, so I'm going to start my own company. So, and even those broker owners fail to build a business they can sell for multiples of valuation. Why? Because they don't bake into the business from the very beginning what is critical to end up with a business like that. Why would they? They don't know how. They've never done it. And it's not a model in real estate. But it does exist in the world. Businesses that are being built, especially the second timers, know exactly what to do to bake into their business to make it more valuable that second time so it scales up faster. You can do it too. Okay. It's just basic principles. So we took all of that and we put it into our system. And this is why there's so much success much faster. So we took the number one system for growing a real estate business and we turned it into a different kind of real estate company. We have, in fact, created something new and revolutionary, a multi-millionaire real estate company franchise prototype. You get it, grow it, you expand it, scale, sell, keep it. Totally up to you. Okay. So we're offering a new opportunity. Our goal was not to fix what's not working in real estate. Our goal was to replace it with something altogether different. So the concept of owning a brokerage with the number one unique selling proposition in real estate history as its name would enable agents and brokers to combat the trend of paid media becoming more crowded, less profitable, and capitalize on the growing trend of SEO, organic, and free media. And that's exactly where I started this video today. Right there. That concept. Literally more inbound business by sheer existence. Wow. So in March of 2020, we licensed Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty to 10 people who recognized this opportunity. There were 10 in our coaching program. By 2021, the number grew. Okay. And today, as you can see, they're popping up all over North America. So we only allow one in a city. Some places are closed out, like Maine, um, Greenwood, South Carolina, Rhode Island, closed. Killeen, Texas, Beaufort, Georgia. What are some of the others there? Oh, Bronx, New York, and quite a few other places closed. They've reached quote 5% market share or more, so we don't sell any more licenses in that area. Okay, so we're on a mission to double this over the next 24 months, and then we'll take it public. So there is a limited opportunity, limited time frame, and limited numbers that are available in the marketplace. Here's some track record for you. 100% have increased their transactions, 100% increased their listings, and 100% increased the amount of money they earn per transaction, and 100% increase the number of times customers come back. It's 100% success rate on those big metrics. All right. So all of that struggle for you to have predictability in your business and certainty of income growth in an influential company that serves your life and a lot of others too, all of that toil and struggle to build a real sellable business asset, all of it disappears with this opportunity. That, my friends, is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So I do like to tell that story because there's so much to learn in there. And I think comparing and contrasting of where my business might be to someone else's and what they're doing and how they're doing things is just good business. Some people call it a competitive analysis, um, comparative analysis, if you might say that way. But Gary Vaynerchuk, I think, probably says it better than me. He says, look, if you got to run around town spending time and money telling prospects who you are, what you do, how you're different, and how that benefits them, it's not obvious. That means it's a brand positioning problem. So this is a good comparison here. On the left, Lowen. On the right, Fast Signs. Fast Signs, multi-billion-dollar company. Lowen, not. So what's going on here? Well, let's say you go to Google and it's like, I need signs. Okay, so click and Lowen pops up and says, we do signs. We sell signs. We sell great signs. Our signs are amazing. We do signs really fast too. And then Fast Signs says, we're Fast Signs. We do signs. We do them great and really fast too. Who you going to click on? Yeah, Fast Signs. Lowe's and Home Depot, pretty obvious comparison there. Home Depot crushes Lowe's in the online space, just absolutely crushes them. So I don't think your marketing is the problem or never has been if you're an agent or a broker trying to sell houses or you got agents at your company trying to sell homes. So our solution was to just flip the script, like Todd Walter's Remax, Your Home Sold Guaranteed. That's a real estate agent making a claim. Let's just flip the script to the company is the name of the claim, and it will make the claim work more profitably. So you just exist as certainty, since that, after all, is what most people want. This is a really good comparison here. So why don't you take your logo or brand, whatever it might be, and you do the same that I did here. These are all really good companies on the left. But unfortunately, Remax, as I'm recording this, depending on when you're watching it, but as I'm recording, I've lost money 8 consecutive quarters in a row. And ain't not looking good. All of these companies on the left were sued, named as part of the class action lawsuit that NAR got itself into. Mm, not us. The average commission for all of those companies on the left is 2.6% is what the agents earn. The company on the right, average commission per transaction per side, rather, is 4.5%. That's almost 2 percentage points more on the same selling price. What is going on? Cost is only a factor in the absence of value. So let me wrap it up this way. I did some Google searches a while back, and this one came up, Keller Williams, 198 million search results. Sounds like a lot. Remax, 126 million search results. eXp Realty, 135 million search results. Coldwell Banker, 49 million search results. Open Door, 191 million search results. I don't know about you, but all those sound like a lot to me. Okay. 72 sold out in Phoenix, 2.6 million. Okay. Not near as many as the others. Check this out, though. Your home sold 4.6 billion with a B. That's 4.45 billion more than all the others combined. So that's when we knew we got it right. And that's when we flipped the switch over and we repositioned ourselves in the marketplace so that it would be easier for real estate agents to sell more homes and make more money. Broker owners who wanted something that was a better deliverable to agents in the marketplace do that. So that was our learning. Let me show. Oh, I gotta show you one more thing. This was really mind blowing. Okay, so boom, real estate agents in Beaufort, Georgia. Out of nowhere, Google decides to start throwing up these companies in the map search. I'm like, wow. And this is what Google said. We know what you do. So it's obvious when somebody's looking for real estate agents in Beaufort, they want to sell their home. And if somebody wants to sell their home, we already know the number one thing they want is certainty. So we're going to try to position businesses that have track records in that. And I'm like, but we have the lowest amount of 5-star reviews, because we're newer than some of these other guys. And it's like, but you offer certainty. And they positioned it at the top. So that's awesome. How would you like that? And here's another good example. Real estate agents in Sevierville. So the guy in the middle there, his name is Tracy King. When I met Tracy, he was doing $560,000 a year in commissions. Now he makes $10 million a year in commission income. And you can kind of see who's going to get the click here. If you're a seller and you want to sell your home, who you going to click on, huh? Given the absence of personal connection, you wouldn't be going to Google and typing in real estate agents in Sevierville if you already had picked someone to list your home. You would do that because you haven't. So who's going to get the click here? The guy that offers certainty, or gal for that matter. So one last time, this is what we used to do when I was at Remax and other Gear Home Sold Guaranteed, and it just started working less and less. So we flipped the brand to the name is our promise, and it made all that marketing work better than ever, better than it ever had. And I was like, wow, isn't that amazing? Here's another variation. We have a system where we can walk into a seller's home, right, and take a bunch of offers right in the door before listing the property, 12 offers or more, and guarantee 100% of market value. Let me ask you, if you and your agents could run around town telling people that you can produce multiple cash offers at 100% of market value, or I'll pay you the difference, do you think you'd get more customers? Now, if we took out the Your Home Sold name and we put in my old Remax name, does it work as well? Yeah, so that brings us full circle. So that was the point of the brand origin story today. As a matter of fact, let me play this for you. This is a really good commercial. Let me see. Yeah, you should be able to hear this.
Hey, it's Brian Neiman with a question for you. Would you like to get a cash offer on your home at your ideal price? Well, if you're considering selling, then this is for you. I have Vinny Steele with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty with me in studio, and his company will guarantee you multiple cash offers at a price agreeable to you, or he'll pay you the difference. Seems like this would be the easiest and safest way to sell your home.
Hey, Brian, yeah, I agree. There's no need to put your home on the market, hold an ineffective 3 hour open house with a bunch of strangers going through your home. You can sell as is and pick when you want to move out.
Just like you did for the Nips who were moving down to Florida. They heard the ad on the radio. They went to vinnysteo.com and were able to get 4 offers within minutes. They picked the best offer and they picked their move out date as well. It's hard to beat that process.
That's right, Brian. So if you'd like to receive multiple cash offers on your home at a price agreeable to you, guaranteed, or we'll pay you the difference, call or text us.
That's a good offer. That's called a Grand Slam offer. So Vinny was a Remax broker. So he gave up his Remax, flipped it over to Your Home Sold, and made an additional $1 million in the next 12 months after being with Remax for 5 years. So could it be that way? And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, that's
Hey, it's Brian Neiman with
how things are supposed to work. So, for example, imagine your agents running around town, walking into sellers' homes, like these peeps in Arizona do, and one of the 12 offers is guaranteed market value. At least one of them. You know, it's kind of hard not to get the seller there, so you're going to get the sell on the spot or that. So, but it all works better that way. So, if you like anything that you've seen and you would like to learn more about this plug and play system, you want to see every piece of it behind the scenes and compare it to what you're doing and how you do things now, then Built to Sell Discovery Day is the opportunity to do that. So I do 2 of those a month, and I'll have anywhere from 3 to 10 broker owners and top agents around the country come in. We get together for a full day in the Atlanta area, and that's exactly what we do. All right. And people who adopt this system now as their own, people that go on and adopt it, we guarantee them up front that they'll get at least $1 million in new additional income over that first 12 months, or we'll pay them the difference. Okay. So maybe that's for you. If it is, then get in line. Okay. This is our system. We have a system for getting customers, a system for converting the customers to high paying clients, and a system for leveraging their satisfaction for even more business. This is the system that we walk through, all parts of it, all the inner workings of it. That is a plug and play in an agent's business or broker owner's business. So if you own one of these companies, this is the system that the agents use to sell more homes and make more money. It starts by giving everyone a plan. So I mentioned that to you earlier. If you'd like a good copy of it, I'll give you one. So that plan, everyone who's fully implemented that plan into their business, they're multimillionaire agents. Fully implemented it, they make over 10 million. So if I open the plan up, you can see it's step by step by step. This week, this week, this week. This is a summary. Look right here, week 6, guaranteed sale program. See that? So I mentioned it. Week 7, multiple cash offer system. For me personally, down here where it says week 14, 16, and 18, using customers to get more customers, that was a gem for me. And that put millions of dollars in my pocket a year with my real estate sales team business. Okay. All 52 weeks, how to recruit, hire, train. Okay. Everything around that. Inside the business plan are the details. And the details basically walk people through what to do. All right. And the how to do it is all done on our platform called yhsgru.com, the university. Training center in File Vault. The training center has about several hundred quote training video courses on every single part of the system. So the number one deliverable in real estate. If anyone can show better, we will donate $10,000 to the charity of their choice. This is the number one sales skills, negotiating skills, closing skills, platform in real estate. If anyone can show better, we will donate $10,000 to the charity of their choice on the spot. Okay. So that is the deliverable. All right. There's my guarantee. I just absolutely You said that that was a guarantee. So putting this in place in a business leads to income increase. So if you look at these numbers, which are staggering, but this is what's in writing in our buyer and seller agreements that the agents use across the country. Okay, you get paid 3 times on a transaction. Do you like that idea? All right. Remember, cost is only a factor in the absence of value. So we got to be careful about, comparing what. As a matter of fact, I would just about guarantee you could go out tomorrow, walk into a seller's home, and ask for more money than you've been asking for, and you would get it because you're watching this video. You're not the average Joe. You're better. You're a walking, talking, unique selling proposition. We just decided to test price a long, 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 long time ago, and this is what this system will bring top level. Okay, the average is like I said about 4.5% compared to real trends 2.6. So in other words, if an agent's getting 2.6% working with buyers, which they don't, but if that's the average, and that is the median, I think buyers is 2.2. Our average buyer is fees are around 4% across the country in Canada. And you're probably saying, how's that possible? Well, here you go. So this is a screenshot of our VIP buyer agreement. This is page 2 on the buyer agreement. So I blew up a couple of bullet points on the right so you could see them better. And one of the offers is we're going to guarantee you properties that you can't find on your own. You're going to get access to homes that you can't find on the internet. That's a guarantee. Another guarantee is if you're not happy with your home, we'll buy it back from you. So that's just two of, this is 5 pages long, and that's just two of the benefits. So how much more would a buyer be willing to pay or to allow us to be paid, with those with that value with those value propositions? All right, here's one here. Look at this. This is from page 4 on the VIP buyer agreement. See right there? It says, "Hey buyer, would you be interested in getting rich, creating more wealth? So when we're done with your first purchase, we're going to come back in a few months later, and we're going to help you buy more real estate, buy a home using other people's money. So you buy one home a year, somebody else pays for it, and you do it once a year for the next 20 years. At the end of 20 years, sell one home a year. So if you buy a home for 500, somebody else pays for it. Okay, at the end of 20 years, it's probably worth over $1 million. It'll be paid for. Sell it. Can you live on $1 million? So this increases the number of times people come back and buy from all of the agents and everyone in your home sold guaranteed realty universe. So again, that leads to that's value stacking. I'm just giving you a few value points so you can kind of see like this is a real thing, and it leads to more income per transaction. So then it's a matter of, well, how do you collect the fee? And it's like, well, fees are a proceed of sale. So that's what you learn. I show you on how to get other people to pay it. Like, how do we get the seller to pay it? And the answer is they will. Seller's interested in their net, not their gross. So we know how to do that. You'll see that at the built to sell discovery day if you fly in and we spend the day together. Here's the seller agreement. This is page 3 of our listing agreement. We do not use the board forms, okay? Because the board forms do not make any guarantees. They don't back up the promises that you and your agents are saying now. So it's out of alignment. And anytime you get that, you drive the fee down or you create skepticism and questions and stuff like that. Maybe not knowingly, but it's true. Plus, you're different, right? So why would you use the same form as everyone else? It doesn't make sense. Whatever we put in writing is the system. So that's why we did this a long time ago, and it works better. So, like for example, there, I blew up on the right a couple of the guarantees. You'll see right there it says we're going to guarantee your price. We'll pay you the difference. We're going to guarantee the home's going to sell within your time frame. We'll pay you every week thereafter. So there must be something going on here, right? Because you can't make those guarantees if it doesn't happen. So that's why I'm encouraging, like when I'm sharing this with you, com- you I wouldn't compare what you do. I don't know what you do. I'm sharing what we do. So obviously what we do gets probably more money. So if you are doing something to earn more income, do more of that. Okay. This is what we do to earn more income. So we do more of it. And these are programs and systems that I walk everyone through when we get together face to face. Getting paid a little bit of money on the front end increases the likelihood there will be a sale. Customers are more likely to stick and go. So, is it possible to get buyers and sellers to pay you a little bit of money on the front end? Of course, it is. You know, people that do that around the country. We do it really, really, really well. Like our certified pre-owned home system, and that's a freaking jackpot. All right. So, what would an agent do, or what would you do if you got paid a little bit of money on the front end, and you would cover your hard cost and do more real estate? That's what would happen. So, if we get a little more money on the front end, we're going to do more for the customer, um, because they're likely to be there at the end. I mean, it's just increased closings. So, one more time, built to sell discovery day. So, I'll take you to the site and share more of that with you. Here we are, built to sell discovery day. So this is for you if you're wanting to replace thin margins and the need for constant agent recruiting just to stay afloat with a business that works without your involvement, makes you solid 7, 8 figure incomes, and it's valuable, so valuable you can sell the thing. So built to sell discovery day. There's a video on it. We'd be more than happy to send you a link on it if you want it. But here's how it works. Okay. You're going to see in detail the exclusive plug and play system for scaling up your real estate business to one that makes you an 8 figure income. It works without your constant involvement. So valuable. You can get something for it. Okay. And like I said, if you adopt this system, we guarantee you'll make at least $1 million in new additional income over the next 12 months, or we'll pay you the difference. So we spend the day together. And here's the agenda. Okay. I'm just going to scroll down through the agenda. You can see the video there, but it's pretty meaty. Okay. This is a biggie, increasing income per transaction. And all of the systems that the agents and the brokers get. So here's the FAQs. We start promptly at 9 a.m. and end at 5. You fly in the day before, depart the day after. ATL's the airport. You can rent a car. You can Uber to Buford, Georgia. I'm just north of the airport a little ways. And plenty of places to stay right there around the Buford area. And typically I do these meetings at my home. I have a super great spot for it. We eat while we're working, so that's not an issue. I like to go out afterwards and network with the handful of people that come into these. You can bring your partner or key person with you for sure, and you'll be given several pieces of material throughout the day. So this is an interactive full day meeting where you can ask questions and engage with me. I do these personally. This is what I do. I'm just sharing with you a little bit about it today because I don't know if you even know about it, and that'd be crazy for me not to share it, right? There will be some other broker owners and top agents in the room that are wanting what you want to. So it makes for pretty good, but not very many. I limit it to no more than 5 at a time. Your home sold guaranteed realty does limit the number of brokerages in a marketplace in order to maintain exclusivity, and the numbers based on a market share formula. Some market areas are closed. These includes places like Rhode Island, East Tennessee, Killeen, Texas, Beaufort, Georgia, Greenwood, South Carolina, the Bronx, and others. If you are invited to attend, in other words, if you say, hey, I want to come, that's great. If we say, okay, come on, that means your market area is not closed yet. Okay, so let me ask you, how would you feel if one of your top competitors beat you to this? Okay, how would you feel about that? All right, so it's a good question. It definitely deserves asking, eh? So attending this is not a guarantee of approval for ownership of your home sold guaranteed realty. We need to be clear on that. There's an interview and approval process for that. Okay, and you must be doing in excess of $20 million in sales volume to attend this. Okay, and that's built to sell Discovery Day. So thanks for checking it out. So purpose of this video, this little webinar I just did, was very simple. It was to share with you the brand origin story of your home sold, taking into consideration all the problems, all the issues that we're all facing in the marketplace today, and what we did to overcome those, and how it's working. Okay, it's working so well, in fact, that people are getting very, very, very rich with their business, which is the way it's supposed to work because the business helps a lot of other people. And you heard my story. Okay. So you know all about that. It's not about me, it's about you. And it's about people like this, Nancy Qualley. When I met Nancy, she was doing $54,000 in commissions. Now she makes over $4 million a year from her real estate business. Nathan Clark, he was doing 200 grand. Now he makes over 10 million. It says six right there, but now he's over 10. He grew it that much last year. Tracy King, he was at 560. Now he's over 10 million income, not sales volume. Barb Slinker went from $25,000, that's two sales a year, to over $3 million. JD, he went from one sale a month, added $1 million in the next 12 months. Kelvin Reed, he went from two, did the same thing, added a new $1 million. Ricardo, millionaire agent. Ira Miskin, 75,000 to 700. His first 12 months in the business. He was formerly a Ted Turner executive. So what do you do when things don't work out in life? Got his real estate license. He's a great guy. He's also our master broker now. This is my daughter, Morgan. She was going to college playing softball, got hurt. What am I going to do, Dad? I don't know, babe. You got to kind of figure life out. So she got her real estate license, and she went from zero, no income, no leads, no money, no database, no nothing. And she made $250,000 first 12 months. Trevor Smith was a chauffeur driver for a blind real estate agent. So he made about $200,000 as a buyer's agent doing that for him. He said, I think I can do this. He did. I think he's glad he did. He makes well into the millions now. Jamie Turvey, her dad owned a Remax franchise, and he was closing up shop. And Jamie's like, what am I going to do, Dad? Her dad's name was Bob. Bob said, Jamie, call Todd. He knows how to make money in this business. She did. I think she's glad she did. She made 50 grand and went to 400 grand almost overnight. Tammy and Erica, $40,000 a year, millionaire agents. Dwight and Sue Joy, 70 grand a year, over $1 million now. Now they work part-time in real estate, and they run Are You For People, which is a ministry that ministers, spreads the gospel to people in Nepal. Dan Odom was one of my best friends growing up in kindergarten and high school, hunting, fishing buddy. You know, I said, man, Dan, you see what I've done here. Why don't you quit being a real estate appraiser and come and do this? He's like, I think I will. He's a solopreneur. Jesse Warmka, I watched him go from buyer's agent on somebody's team to owning his own Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty company, making into the millions. Carol Royce was in the top 20 for Keller Williams worldwide. So people would come to me and say, why would someone like Carol, who's making $1 million, make a change? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess you want to make $6 million. She has just bought a second home in Hawaii, getting ready to retire. Wally Kerr, watched him go from 60 sales to over 400 a year, making over $4 million now. Mike Zakos, 78 grand, decided to go live in Ireland for a year. And when he did, his business grew another $750,000. Okay, to multi-millionaire agent business. Added over $1 million that year to his business. Shelly Salas. When I met Shelly, it took her 300 sales to make 500 grand. Crazy, huh? 300, that's like 2,000 in commission. Yeah, now she does over 900 transactions, makes over 10 million in income, has a second home on the beach in Puerto Rico, where her husband's from. So there's some success stories. And hopefully that'll get you motivated to lean in, learn more. And maybe this Built to Sell Discovery Day is just for you. Come on in. Let's spend a day together. I can promise you I'll give you everything I got so you can get what you want out of your life. And after all, this may be a good fit for you, but we don't know unless we get together and explore it. So thanks for hearing the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty brand story, continuation of the other stories. And I want to hear yours. Okay, so now that we get that out of the way, I want to hear yours. And that'll excite me to see the journey that you're on and what God has in store for you. And just remember this as we wrap it up. You have the DNA of the creator of the universe inside of you. So there's probably nothing you can't do. Okay, very little. We have that power. And if we just help enough other people get what they want, we can have pretty much everything we want. And that little mission statement that you see right there, go serve big, that's a real thing for us. When you put others first, you'll never be second. So if you can align with those values and you're intrigued by this system, take the next step and go serve big. We'll see you.